Black Sage Bench right here is home to several of the most famous and prestigious wineries in Canada. Burring Owl, Black Hills, and a couple of others that have become household names. It's here that people say is the finest terroir, that is surprisingly from the sandy soil, sagebrush, and baking hot temperatures. Black Hills Winery is one of the cult wineries of the southern Okanagan, definitely in my top 10 personal favorites. The Nota Bene, they say, sells out in 58 minutes or something crazy like that, but actually it's their white wine, the Alibi, that I think is one of the nicest white wines of the Okanagan Valley and certainly one of my personal favorites. Let's go check it out. This is liquid gold. This is the most sought after wine in the Okanagan Valley for red Nota Bene from Black Hills. It only comes from the vineyard surrounding the winery. Maximum production, 4,300 cases, and it's gone in a heartbeat. So I mean, it's basically a cult winery. And I heard a rumor that your Nota Bene sold out last year in something crazy like 48 minutes or 50 minutes.
47 actually.
47 minutes. Does the email handle, does the e-commerce handle the orders that fast, or how did?
We had over 10,000 unique visitors on the website at noon on April 14th trying to get access to that wine. And given that we only had the 3,300 cases for sale at that time, it was just absolutely crazy. So wow. the website actually crashed 5 times in that 47 minutes. So this is our 2008 Alibi, a combination Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, our favorite seafood pairing wine.
Okay, and this is actually my favorite wine from your lineup.
Alibi was meant to be a fun and whimsical alternative to Nota Bene. Nota Bene being seen as a serious big red that had a lot of the people in the wine trade all excited, and our wine customers, you know, thinking of a big serious wine. Wanted to make it fun and whimsical, and even to the point of the labeling where we have almost a Dr. Zeus style on here.
Cheers, well, nice to see you.
The history of Black Hills is a fascinating story. It was started by the tenants in 1996 who sold everything in Vancouver and came out to start a new life in the Okanagan. They planted a vineyard here on the Black Sage Bench, which was a totally unproven area at the time. Then, with the assistance of Rusty Figgins, the famous winemaker from Leonetti in Washington State, they decided to make their own wine. The quality blew people away, despite the fact it was made in a tin shed.
The Quonset hut that a lot of people romantically look back in the days of the past, where we had a door on top of 2 barrels, was basically the tasting room.
Right.
That was originally where it was run.
And then tell me about the new winery. When did that get built, and what's the story there?
Well, mentally it got built the first year when the Quonset hut was the winery.
Right, we can't continue on this.
This is not good.
Bad brand image.
As the success of Nota Bene built, and then eventually with the release of the Alibi in 2003, there was enough traction to actually dream and maybe realize that dream by financing a new winery.
And what's so special about this place and the soil? Tell me about that.
Well, the most special thing is sand. Right down here, James, is that we have basically the essence of what all of our soil is. It's pure sand. And you might say, what the heck is any good for sand compared to the topsoil that so many of us think is so necessary to grow a really good crop? This sand allows us to completely control exactly how much moisture our vines get.
And how deep does the sand go? Is it, do you know, is it just pure sand all the way down?
25 feet.
25 feet.
It's remarkable how deep it goes.
And how do you get the grass to grow between the vine rows? Is that just natural, or what's the benefit to that?
It's part of the ecosystem, James.
Help biodiversity.
Oh, and biodiversity is extremely important, because within here there's beneficial pests that would eat some of the detrimental pests that might come into the vines, like leafhoppers. So the whole ecology within this grass, there's actually beneficial insects that help sustain the health of the vineyards.
And how about some of the, you know, the sagebrush and stuff like that? Does that give any flavor to the grapes, you find, or to the wine?
Never heard of anyone talking about the sage flavor adding flavor to the grapes. But, you know, this world is a wonderful place. And
You
it's
never know.
possible.
I've no idea either. Thought I'd ask. So whilst the jury's still out on the influence of sagebrush, it was time to get down to more serious business.
So this is our wonderful wine cellar, where our Nota Bene and our Carmenere gently ages before it's released each year. This is our puncheons we use for aging our Semillon.
So this is, the alibi is in here. This is where the alibi comes from.
That's right. Yeah.
And larger barrels, right?
Yeah.
So less oak influence.
That's exactly it.
And the Sauvignon Blanc, is that done in any oak? Or
Nope,
is that
all in tank.
Okay, all in
Yeah.
stainless steel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, that's delicious.
So James, I'm giving you a sneak preview of something very few people ever get the opportunity, and this is a sneak preview of our 2008 Nota Bene. This will be released after the Olympics in 2010, and it's our blend of our Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc. So this will be aged till about in oak until mid-September, where it's bottled up and aged and released in mid-April.
And how are you feeling about this vintage? Excited? How's the quality compared to years gone by?
We are quite pleased.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, James.
Excellent. Outstanding. Well, this has been a fantastic visit to Black Hills with Glenn, and thank you very much for your time and making such beautiful wines. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much, and thanks for visiting.